respected dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, future IAS, IPS, IFS officers. This is the problem of having to speak third, because almost everything that has to be said about civil services had been exhausted. So now I'm thinking what to speak to you. But believe me, this is the biggest gathering of civil services aspirants that I get to address. So thanks to MIT-WPU, thanks to the organizing team for giving me this opportunity of getting to speak to you. It is indeed a pleasure to see enthusiastic faces with lots of hopes and dreams in your eyes. In fact, I'm going back to my memories of being among you with a hope and prayer of making it big in civil services. So it's just a few steps ahead, the journey from being in the audience to being on the dais. So believe me, tomorrow you are going to be here when MIT-WPU felicitates civil service aspirants. In fact, civil services, there is not a single way to civil services. There are umpteen number of ways. And I believe that it is your choice, a choice which you need to take, which way suits, depending on which way suits you the most. But there are commonalities among us. We all have had our own shares of hopes and despair, our own moments of joy and sorrow. But finally, once we have landed here, once we sit in the dais, I think it has been a fruitful journey through the past. For me, it has been through the past 5 years. It has been a childhood ambition of mine, but I plunged into preparation after completing my engineering in 2007. I opted economics after BTech. Rather than giving you outsider's perspective, I think that I'll just share my experiences with you. So I opted for economics after engineering. Many people, in fact, discouraged me, told me that economics is not a scoring optional, but I decided that I'll take economics as my optional and just proceeded with the same. So the first thing for you also is to choose an optional which suits you, which is of your interest and for which guidance is available. Then, as you know, the civil services is a 3-stage process. Because my friends have already given you enough of motivational speeches, I think I'll just get into the intricacies of the exam. It's a 3-stage process, and one mistake which we all do, in fact I also did it during my first attempt. We try preparing for the prelims first. We invest 1 year totally into the prelims, go through the previous year's question paper. But from my experience, let me tell you, that's a very wrong strategy. Prelims is just a qualifying phase of the exam. Begin with the mains, and let the first point of your preparation be the syllabus as well as the previous year question paper. The syllabus because it sets a framework, and the previous year's question papers because it tells you what the exam demands of you. So begin with the mains preparation, go through the optional papers, go through the general studies paper, the syllabus as well as the previous year's question papers. For mains, do writing practice, and maybe after 6 months investing in the main syllabus, working on that, you can come back to the prelims. And for each stage of exam, practice is, I would say practice is the most important word. Practice, practice and practice. Hard work and practice under examination conditions. For prelims, it's important that you do as much as objective kind of papers, and for mains, writing practice is in fact imperative, because it's not about, as Sriram has pointed out, it's not about what you have learned through the years, it's all about what you have written in the papers. So do enough writing practice. If possible, under simulated examination conditions, within 3 hours, what all information, it's not about what all information you have gathered, it's about what you put down on papers. So, and also when you write for the mains, try to be original in your answers, because everybody who prepares for civil service would be putting in the same points mostly. So try to be a bit different. Maybe you can use quotes, you can coin catchphrases of your own. So try to present your answers in such a manner that it indeed prompts the evaluator to give you marks. So I have been said that when you prepare, think from the point of view of question setter. When you read through the syllabus, when you go through books, think from the point of view of the exam, the question paper setter. And when you write, in fact, think from the point of view of the evaluator. And coming to the next stage, interview. Group study. The interview was the only stage where I could in fact make use of group study. I was undergoing my training in the Revenue Service Academy, so I could have a good peer group over there. So try to practice delivering your answers. Discuss as much as issues with your friends. So this has been my journey so far. But the first time when I wrote, I could not qualify the mains. But believe me, friends, when I wrote for 2000 marks, I took it as a positive that I lost the interview call just for 18 marks, and that was the turning point. If I had believed that I would not be able to make it next time, I would not have been able to talk to you like this. So the second time I wrote, I got qualified. The third time I wrote, my rank just slipped. Second time it was 179, and the third time it was 290s. It was in 290s. So if I had given up then it would not have been possible for me. So never be disheartened by failures. The one common fact which I have noticed in almost all people who qualify civil services is that they had kept the fire burning in them for long. So that is the most important part, keeping the passion alive throughout. Knowing your goal and knowing how to go about it, how to proceed. So I think I should give you these words from Martin Luther King. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. Most important thing is to just keep moving forward. That's it. So next time, I hope 1, 2, 3, not just that, all of you would be in this dais. So all the best. Thank you. Thank you to MIT. Thanks to MIT for giving me this opportunity of talking to you.